So today, I guess about 4 o'clock, I wasn't watching the clock. It bang on the door and read, and I think, come on in, and it's police and it's fire rescue. No, it's fire rescue first. It's fire rescue, but they're making a quick assessment. I'm doing propane. Okay, yeah, you're doing propane. Yes, I'm doing propane. But you were Baker acted. Yes, and I was let go because it's harmless. Well, we don't think it's harmless. We think it's dangerous. We think it's bad for your health. I said, well, I'm still alive after all these years of doing it. Well, and anyway, they had to bring in Miami police to actually Baker Act me, to move me, because that's what they were going to. They weren't arresting me. They were going to transport me to Jackson Hospital Mental Health Crisis Center, which I've been there before. They always assess me and then let me go, and that's what they did again today. But I talked to a young female psychiatrist, and she looked at me and talked to me for half an hour, and you're fine. Are you sure you want to keep doing what you're doing? I said, yeah, I really do. I'm making a point. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I can be evicted in 3 days, but I can also protest that in the courts. Okay? Because I've talked about this in the previous video. What I want to talk about in this video is not about how I can get high and feel good for very little money using propane, and that it is harmless and it is safe and I have plenty of ventilation. I wanted to say how nice the police were. Oh, there was a whole bunch of them. It was enough police for a disco party. Big burly guys, most of them, and some handsome girls too. And they were so nice to me. They were just as gentle and non-confrontational as possible. But they knew what they were going to be doing. They were going to be taking me in. That was a given. I wasn't going to stay here. So I relented. I was sad about it. And Officer Garcia transported me in his squad car. I had to sit on the hard plastic bench seat in the back of his cruiser for better than part of a half an hour to get to this place. And but while I was doing this, sitting there, I struck up some conversation with him. I said, "Have you ever heard of propane inhalation?" No, he hadn't. But he's new. He's fairly new to the force. And I said, "Well, it is harmless." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "My brother." I said, "What happened to your brother?" He said, "Well, he died in February. He was in a house with a defective floor, and he caught his foot in a hole in the floor. His foot went through the floor and tore it up and messed it up, and he had surgery. And then a little while later, he suddenly died one morning of pulmonary embolism, which is probably, and he was only 50, is probably due to the accident. A blood clot in the injured foot broke loose and got into the lungs, and it caused his instant death. But the point of that little story is that it's very tender. He's your brother, and life is a bubble. It really is delicate. I'm lucky that I had Ernie for 90 years, and I'm sad and I feel it's unfair that he was taken from me by natural causes. But then I think of Officer Garcia and his losing his brother, and even though I don't know his brother, I feel for him. I feel for everybody. It's a problem for me.